Ever since the start of remote learning, the fine line between work and rest has constantly been blurred. Study these modules, submit these requirements within a week, take this online quiz from 7 to 9 p.m. This has been our setup for months. However, even before the start of this pandemic, we've been living in a world where it is a norm to be constantly busy and to have this jam-packed schedule, since we believe that having a busy schedule implies productivity. Well, honestly, it doesn't. Many students strive to do their best in their workspace, which in our case nowadays is our rooms due to the lockdown and corona and all. We pull consecutive all-nighters and rarely take a step away from our desks. In reality, this habit is not effective. In fact, it is definitely taking an effect in our health. This is not the path towards productivity. It is a path to a disaster. Here is where taking a break takes part for us to be productive. Giving yourself a chance to breathe is exactly what's needed to help you recharge your batteries, which in turn is not only important in achieving productivity, but also success and a positive perspective. This is the reason why the essence of taking breaks must be introduced to all students out there, especially to those who spend hours and hours in front of their computers and laptops, which basically is our setup nowadays. A 2012 research study conducted by Mary Helen Yang and her colleagues at the USC and MIT showed that our brains are not idle when they take breaks. Instead, they still work by processing our memories and helping us understand what we experience. Their team made use of an fMRI scanner to examine the neural activity of people when they wakefully rest. This makes their mind wander and engage to a default mode of neural processing, a mode that is suppressed when the attention is focused on the outside world. Evidence also shows that the brain systems activated in that default mode, which is of course brought only by resting, are crucial for active and focused psychosocial mental processing, which heightens the ability for us to recall personal memories and have a sense of the future. This also affects our cognitive abilities like reading comprehension and divergent thinking, which is a mental process to generate creative ideas, find new opportunities, and look for new solutions to the problems at hand. These findings made the team conclude that rest indeed is not idleness because of the effects of the brain's default mode to human development and education. Another research study conducted by the University of Illinois psychology professor Alejandro Lieras back in 2011 sought to determine whether the prolonged work or study periods without break is effective or not. They concluded that as we continue to work over a long task, our brain gradually stops absorbing the information, whether that is a sight, sound, or feeling, if that stimulus remains constant over time. This applies to work such as studying before an exam or doing that research paper. The body becomes accustomed to the feeling, and the stimulus, like the academic book you are reviewing, no longer registers in any worthwhile way in the brain. Okay, remember this. Studying is not about how many pages you read in a book within an hour. It is about how much information you were able to absorb and understand in that same amount of time. This is why it is best to conduct breaks in your work or study sessions to increase your performance. So generally, taking breaks recalibrates your mind and mental resources, increases your creativity and engagement to the works you have in your plate, and in turn, heightens your productivity. Now, since we already established the effects of taking breaks in our productivity, how can we ensure that we take breaks effectively? Although what we are going to do during these breaks is completely our decision, we must make the most out of these breaks, whether it is just a 5-minute break or a longer one. So here are the things that you can do whenever you take a break. The first thing that you should avoid in these scheduled breaks is checking your social media accounts. Constant engagement with social media increases stress and reduces the student's ability to focus and effectively learn. David Rock, a contributor in Harvard Business Review, states that when we connect with people online, we don't tend to get the oxytocin or serotonin calming reward that happens when we bond with someone in real time, when our circuits resonate with real-time shared emotions and experiences. Moreover, web users experience an overabundance of dopamine, which distracts them from the task at hand. The second thing you can do during this break time is stretch and exercise. It is already a known fact that exercise calms the brain and reduces overall stress and anxiety due to the formation of more neurons that emit a neurotransmitter called GABA. GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. Due to its inhibitory function, GABA acts to slow down the signals, whether that is a stress or anxiety-inducing signal. to reduce the overwhelming feeling of anxiety. The third thing that you can do during these breaks is to meditate. Meditation can help you to experience more positive emotions and emotional stability in the long run. This also helps in heightening your focus during the day. For the fourth thing that you can do during these breaks is to take a nap. A 10 or 20-minute nap can significantly increase your productivity and academic focus. And lastly, is to basically just relax. Never ever do smaller tasks like responding to emails or fixing your notes, because this defeats the whole purpose of taking breaks. As students and workers, we know the importance of working hard and getting things done, but we should also acknowledge that it is equally important to put your work aside for a moment and spend some time off. I hope you learned something from this video, and hopefully I was able to encourage you guys to incorporate and schedule a piece of your day for a little rest and self-care. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.